going Adagio, and in the jungle, Raptor and Vixen are going Glaive.
Correct. So looks like we're starting out with a weapon blade on that Ringo and lane, and same for Rix on the other side. And Vixen going with a weapon blade Raptor, obviously with a swift shooter. That's kind of a matter of preference. Some people start with a foot, but it's just a matter of how fast you can clear the jungle.
Yeah,
And then
and
of course, yeah, go ahead.
it looks like both of the Ringos are going up to lane.
Go.
Yeah,
Yeah, not too much going on. We just have uh, Team Shattered finishing the rotation at the exact same time as Vertigo. Actually, no,
yeah,
they have to do
which
their
is
bottoms. So Vertigo roaming over.
going in.
Vixen putting on a lot of pressure onto Raptor, but they're going to have to back off because of those boosted basic attacks from Adagio. Rick's rotating down same time as the enemy Ringo. And,
And
oh, looks like Raptor coming in. They popped a scout
pulling
trap.
out Rix. Oh,
Yeah,
Raptor
and
goes
Rick's may
down.
go down.
Rix was able to get out of there, and Yo Mom Sideman goes down as well. They're just gonna
Nice.
leave Clues alone as they go for jungle.
Right. And Ringo's going back up to lane. Rix is a little low. He does have that level 2. He's got the double weapon blade, so it'd be challenge to outtrade Clues, but he might try. No, just waiting. Okay, waiting for the CS to come back to his side.
And it looks like a little skirmish is going on between Rix and Vixen, and Clues did rotate down before Rix, so Vixen became pretty weak, so their red team's just gonna back off.
Yeah.
Ooh, but
And
Beowulf
now we
does go down.
see. Oh, was that a scout trap? No, okay.
No, he
That
pulled him
was.
out with his
Gotcha.
afterburn. Vixen's
So
very
Vixen
low.
now retreating, actually. They might. Are they going to take this all the way to the back? Doesn't look like it. So they're going to take their inside jungle and then rotate back. So Vixen
Yeah,
rating
Vixen's
for
still pretty
Beowulf.
low. They can't go in right now because of how low Vixen is. And Rick is putting a lot of hurt on Kaluz, pushing him very far, but he took a lot of hurt as well.
Ah. And in the jungle, an afterburn knockback across the wall is going to take down Vixen. Unfortunately, Beowulf doesn't really have anything to do. He's going to boost himself with his Agent of Wrath and get some boosted basic attacks down there. Let's go ahead.
Beowulf's
Want
just
to go
gonna
ahead and
go
talk a
into
little bit about.
lane.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Want to go ahead and talk a little bit about the item builds. It's kind of unique this game because both are building weapon.
Yeah, both teams are going weapon. Rix is starting off with two weapon blades, while Kaluz went for the uh piercing spear, and it looks like they're both gonna start off with tyrant. With what do you call them? Can't the bursty thingy.
The
I
tension
forgot.
bow.
Tentrivo, yes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no worries. All right, so Yomo getting caught out a little bit. Achilles shot goes onto him, but he is going to get away successfully. The what is it called? Adagio's fire. There's a name for it. I forget
Yeah.
exactly.
Arc and Fire.
Arcane fire.
Yeah.
So that's
And
gonna bounce.
earlier, Raptor and Clues did were taken out.
Yeah, I was fixing. All right. So Rix, looking at the CS, we're at 24 on Rix to 11 on Clues, so a pretty sizable difference. Rix actually having to use his boots to get away there, almost a kill for Clues, despite that CS difference.
Looks like there's gonna be a possible gank here, as Beowulf and Vixen are going into the position for one.
Yep, Clues, though, I feel like he's sensing it. He's staying close to his tower. Vixen realizing there's nothing left. They're going to go and rotate back down to their tri-bush. Enemy team, Clues still taking the farm. So they might roam over because the enemy team's bottoms are still up. Well, other than that, they don't really have much to do. Let's see.
Yeah. And Rix is doing a much better job than Kaluz at getting those last hits, as he has 28 CS compared to the 15 of Kaluz.
Yeah, and Vertigo
Red,
deciding to go with an early gold mine just to maintain
yeah.
that dominance. Um,
And they're doing pretty good early game, uh, getting 4 kills compared to 2, and getting that early gold mine, which allows for better team fights later on.
yeah, it's really cool that we actually saw a mirror match this game. Definitely two carries that are very based on weapon power. So no crystal for this game.
Yeah,
All right. So rotating back up to lane, we got Clues trying to get those last hits. He's managed to get 23 so far, catching up to Rix's 28, although the lane is kind of stalled to the side of blue. However, Rix is just patiently waiting in that bush because he knows if he overextends, it could mean death for him. So Vertigo coming up to the top, hoping to set up a gank, but Clues staying in his lane bush, going to get up to the turret,
and
and
Vertigo
yeah,
did split Shattered, but it looks like they're gonna get nothing out of that.
yeah, the
And
boosted
team
basic
fight.
attacks on Ringo going on to Glaive. Wow.
Yomo got caught out, but they were able to take out Beowulf and now Rix, and Vixen just needs to get out of there as he does with his boot.
Yeah, at that point it was kind of a lost cause, but great fight on Shattered there. Vixen hopefully wishing to defend the turret, but at the same time they're gonna go steal some farm. Maybe they'll take gold mine to get dominance, but at this point it obviously wouldn't be worth the gold. They'd just be doing it to do it. Um,
Yeah, and that really allowed them to catch up in the gold deficit as it's pretty much nothing at this point.
yeah, Ringo farming in lane. Enemy team rotating down. Still haven't
And
taken.
Rix and Clues just both got their tension bow, which will do a lot of early damage now.
Yeah, Ringo's more. He actually is kind of strong early game, but his spike is more late game. So Hellfire Brew
Using
coming
his
on
Hellfire
to
Brew,
Clues, it looks like, and that Tension Bow proc. Wow,
which,
doing a lot of damage. Raptor
yeah,
may go
Yomo
down to the
went
booster
down.
basic attacks, and Rick's having to retreat as
Yeah.
well. Okay, using his boots. My Tension Bow is going to go off one of these next basic attacks. There it
And
is.
that'll be an ace. First ace of the
So
game.
Ace for
Um,
Vertigo. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah. It was a bad decision for Shattered to fight that because they did decide to fight under Goldmine, and Goldmine was candied, so
Yeah,
they probably should have lured Vertigo away from that.
right. And then we see. Let's go over here. Okay, so we see Vertigo taking down the first turret there. Yomo actually getting a lot of CS from that gift of fire. Let's look at the builds check. Okay, so Beowulf looks like rushing a Crucible. Yomo, however, going with that Fountain. Personal preference, however, with the Adagio in the game, you're able to block that stun when he does use his ultimate. So building that Crucible
Yeah.
first is a very good decision.
And the Crucible is also helpful against Glaive's Afterburn, as it is one of the best CCs in the game. It really just because it forces people to go out of position.
Yeah. So Flare coming in from blue team, and they're actually going to go ahead and
And
force
go
this
gold
gold
mine.
mine. Rix is here alone, so he can't really do much about it. He's going to go ahead and put as much hurt on as he can, but he has to be conservative because he can't put himself in that situation.
Hellfire Brew
Hellfire
on
Brew,
Rix. It was
nicely
blocked by the
Crucible.
Crucible.
Yeah.
And the Raptor goes
Wow.
down.
Nice ultimate by Vixen,
Rix is
Bloodsong,
very low. Yomo
and
goes down. Kaluz is gonna go down. And that's
yeah,
another ace for Vertigo.
there it is. Let's see what they're going to do with it. Looks like they're just going to push this left turret. Second one.
Yeah, and Raptor is up, so he's gonna be able to defend it a little bit, but Vertigo is already able to take it out.
Yeah, let's go ahead and head over. Raptor trying to do as much as he can using his blood song, do as much damage. Rix with the stutter stepping. All right, Beowulf being punted back into his team. Achilles shot coming onto Beowulf, not too much damage as he is the
And
tank. Hellfire
Hellfire
Brew
Brew
coming
on
onto Clues.
Kaluz.
That tier 3 looking nice. And they're going to retreat, take this because their support has a lot less health than the one of Shattered.
Yeah.
And let's see.
And when
Okay,
you look at the
so
gold, Vertigo has a very big lead, up 3,000. And
yeah,
Vix caught out shopping, but nothing in there.
yeah, let's go ahead and possible fight. They're gonna have to force a fight over the gold mine eventually, or just give it up. And Vertigo knows that, so they know that they have an advantage for the time being. Let's go ahead and take a look. All right, so Rick's just waiting for that CS 61. 10 minutes into the game, not too bad. 54 on clues. So he definitely caught up. He was a little behind in the early game. So as far as builds go, Tension Bow on Rick's and clues.
And there's a fight
And
starting by gold mine. Vertigo wants
yeah,
the gold mine, so they're gonna try and force this, but it looks like Shattered's just gonna back away after they candied the gold mine.
yeah, Rick's starting a Serpent's Mask. He actually just bought that, and he has a weapon infusion. He's sitting on that, waiting to activate it when the next team fight comes up. Raptor actually hasn't finished his Bone Saw yet, but or actually that looks like a Tension Bow. Um, and then Vixen going with a Sorrow Blade for the early, but he actually rushed Dakota Plates as did Raptor. So very good decision there, as both of the enemy team is
Blue team's gonna
male or weapon
Vertigo's
power.
gonna rush the blue gold mine, and they're gonna be able to take it out.
Yeah. So
Yum.
Versus Judgment followed up,
Versus
and
Judgment.
Beowulf is going to use his Crucible early in the fight, so he may need that later.
And
Okay, there's
Beowulf
Beowulf's.
does not go down actually, and
Yeah,
they were able to take out Raptor and Yomo chasing clues now, and he's just gonna go down.
yeah, it didn't look like he
Wasted
had much
Hellfire
help
Brew.
there. Ridiculous. Um, all right, and now hopefully gonna, or if they're lucky, they're gonna be able to push this third turret. Yeah, okay, they'll be
They
able to
have
get
enough
this down.
DPS to be able to.
Here comes Raptor. He doesn't have a tier 3 item yet. Not going to be enough damage to take them down. Beowulf, then again, is low, but
Yomo
not. Yeah,
just
he's
totally bursted.
staying in the back line, and Clues waiting to catch someone out. Although he doesn't have as much damage as Rix does yet, so he just kind of has to stay back.
Yeah,
And yeah, Beowulf healing up.
yeah.
Interestingly enough, as you rotate through the jungle, excuse me, you're getting that heal. Very minor one, but you're getting the heal from Iron Guard. As long as you get the first hit. So as long as he has that paired with a pot, paired with his heal, his what's it called, Gift of Fire, he's gonna be able to heal up fairly
Yeah,
quickly.
and
He's actually
they just candied the gold mine, so uh it looks like they're gonna try and defend it as they sense a the Shattered trying to go for it soon.
Yeah, it looks like Rick's waiting to defend it, but his team is split like they were last time, so they're not going to be able to defend against it if that does happen. Hopefully, they're going to come back in time. Okay, so Shattered sees that they're at the mini miner, so maybe they're going to try to rush this. All right, so no, Vertigo getting back into their tri bush, and they
And
should be okay.
it looks like they're just gonna avoid that fight right there.
Yep, Rick's rotating back up to lane. Yomo rotating, or just
Vixen
whoa,
did get an infusion.
yeah, 440
Yeah,
damage off of that tension bow paired with that crit item, or the what is that, armor pierce? Yeah. Let's go ahead. Okay, so Beowulf using his boots
goes
paired with the gift of
slowing
fire, paired
down.
with the Versa Judgment, and okay, Raptor very clutch
Doing too
afterburn. He's going to be
much.
able to get out of that, and Beowulf taking a
And
lot of damage
Kaluz
afterburn
is
going in on
completely
clues,
bursted.
getting dropped by the glaive.
Nice
Just a lot of
Crucible.
weapon power. Raptor
Raptor does go
hoping to
down.
get out.
Yomo's the last one. He's not going to be able to do anything there.
Yeah.
And that is another ace for Vertigo. Even though Vixen was the only one infused against Raptor and Kaluz, who were both infused there.
Yes.
They just had enough DPS from the earlier team fights. That they got so much farm off of. And this will
Yeah.
probably be game. Hellfire Brew onto Rix. And yeah, that's game. Game one goes to Team Vertigo.
Yep. As unfortunately, Raptor never got to finish his first tier 3 item. He never really did have enough damage to outtrade Vixen, who had a Sorrow Blade and a Bone Saw. So very good there. It seemed like in the beginning, both of them were. They had like the same mechanics. They were using the same strategies, but at the end, the Vertigo just kind of pulled ahead. I feel like they got their power spikes a lot earlier than Team Shadow did,
Yeah,
because they were using the
they
same
were able.
comp.
Yeah, they were able to win a few early team fights and get the first gold mine, which allowed them to get ahead early, and they just outfarmed Shattered. Looking at builds, Beowulf and Yomo both played Adagio with a fountain. However, Beo did have a Crucible, which allowed them to block that Glaive Punt, Hellfire Brew, and Verse of Judgment.
Right, rushing the Crucible was very very smart on Bayo's end. He actually